All right, Sixers fans. So the Philadelphia 76ers drop Game 5 to the Toronto Raptors at home by a score of 103 to 88. And this series just got a whole lot more interesting. As you know, the Sixers had a 3-0 lead in the series. All of us were hoping for a sweep. And then that didn't happen. So all of us were hoping for a Game 5 win at home. And that didn't happen. And now, at this point, I think we're just hoping to win the series. And, the Sixers did not play well tonight. Again, a 15-point loss at home. And now they got to go to Toronto. They got to leave the country again. They got to leave Matisse Thybulle behind. Wow. I really don't know what else to say. Well, that's a lie. Yes, I do. So I wrote up 5 problems. So this is Planet 76 5-minute recaps. I wrote up 5 problems from tonight and just from, obviously the series on the whole as well. And again, we're just hopeful at this point that the Sixers can win the series. I, for one, will say, though, that I'm not in the party that's freaking out. I guess I'm not in the party that's saying, "Oh no, the Sixers are gonna, be the first team ever to blow a 3-0 lead," and all those kind of things. Can that happen? Absolutely. Could the Sixers very, very well be that first team to do it? Absolutely. However, the same people that are overreacting are probably the same people that said Sixers in 6 at the beginning of the series. So the Sixers still have an opportunity to do that. Myself, personally, I said Sixers in 7. And so if you would have told me last Saturday when the series tipped off that the Sixers were going to be up 3-2 through 5 games, I would have taken it. So I don't know. I mean, it sucks to drop 2 in a row. It sucks to lose one at home. But if we're being honest with ourselves as well, the Sixers have been outplayed by the Raptors in 3 of the 5 games. This series could very well be 3-2 Toronto. We're a Precious Achua made free throw and a Joel Embiid miss at the end away from this series being Toronto's favor and heading back to Toronto with a chance for them to close it out. Obviously, all that being said, Sixers have to find a way to win either Game 6 or Game 7. They have to find a way to get this thing done. With all that being said, though, I did see 5 problems tonight that I'm going to address here in this Planet 76 5-minute recap episode. So, first and foremost, big problem, bench production tonight. The Raptors had 17 points from Precious Achua alone off the bench. Boucher added 6. And the Sixers had, before garbage time, before the game was really over, had 5 points. 2 of those points being the Raptors putting them in the basket for them off of Matisse Thybulle missed 3. The ball deflected into the hoop for 2 points. The only other bench points that the Sixers had before the game was kind of done was a George Niang made 3-point basket. So bench production just not there. I'm not even sure who to blame. I don't Shake Milton's out there getting 10 minutes and he just doesn't get the ball often, it seems like. I wish that he's the one guy off the bench that can make something of nothing, do something for himself, and just haven't seen that. Haven't seen plays ran for him or whatever it might be. I don't know. Again, Niang just 1 for 2 from the field. Matisse Thybulle 1 for 6. He was a major offensive liability tonight. So the bench production is just a big concern of mine coming out of Game 5 and coming out of, again, the last 3 games, really, where the Sixers have been outplayed. Number 2, 5 minutes, 5 problems. Number 2, Harden's aggressiveness and / effectiveness. So a lot of people are chiming in saying, okay, Harden needs to be more aggressive. Harden needs to get to the hoop. Harden needs to do this. Harden needs to shoot. Harden needs to, they're saying all of this, and I agree, but it's like Harden's not making his shots when he does shoot them. In 4 of the 5 games this series, Harden has been 36% from field goal or less. Tonight's loss, he was 36% from the field. Game 4, he was 29% from the field. Game 2, he was 33% from the field. Game 1, he was 35% from the field. Compare that with a Tobias Harris, who's been over 50% from three, I believe, as well. James Harden, now he's not taking his 30 shots a game or whatever that we're used to seeing back in the day. I think we might be having a new James Harden in the Sixers era for him, and I don't know exactly how to feel about that. I don't know how you feel about that, but he's not taking a lot of shots, and when he is, he's not making shots. Like, people are saying Harden needs to be more aggressive. I don't know if I want him to be aggressive. He's just going to shoot 27% from the field. I don't know. He has been good, obviously, facilitating, making plays for others and things like that, rebounding the basketball a little bit. But just 15 points for tonight from James Harden, 36% shooting, and 7 assists and 5 turnovers for James Harden tonight. So his aggressiveness / his effectiveness, how bad do we want him to be aggressive, or how much do we just want him to be effective with the shots that he is taking? Number 3, the defense tonight was atrocious. Just left me, and I'm sure many of you, shaking your head at times. The Boo Birds were out tonight at the Wells Fargo Center. Defense was just continuing to give up straight line drives. They continued to give up open threes and kicks. They looked lost several occasions. Embiid was shaking his head or lifting his arms up with pick and roll defense. Just didn't work. It just didn't work. A lot of times both of the guys would go with the ball handler, leave someone open for 3. There was very, very little effort. You thought that the Sixers would have more effort tonight, honestly. Game 5 at home, chance to close it out. You don't want to go back to Toronto. We were saying it after Game 4. Let's go out. Let's be aggressive. Let's get into it. And the Sixers just didn't. There was not much effort tonight. Defense was just bad. And with the defense being that bad, the offense was probably even worse, you might be thinking. So number 4 is that the offense just looked bad. They looked even worse with Embiid off the floor. So the Sixers, I'm going to pull up Joel's plus minus for the night. Sixers lost by 15. Joel was a -4. Everybody else, Tobias Harris -16, Danny Green -14, Maxey -16, James Harden -10, Paul Reed -11. So in those, in 8 minutes. So when Joel's off the floor, the offense looks terrible, defense llooks bad, and the offense just did not look good tonight. 88 points, 2 quarters where they scored 14 and 22 in the fourth quarter, again due to some garbage time at the end. But 14-point second quarter, the offense doesn't look good. And 5th, we all know Embiid is struggling with a thumb injury. How big of a concern is that? I don't know. It's a problem. It's a concern, obviously, because you see him shaking it constantly. You wonder how it's affecting him. Just 20 points from the big fella tonight. 0 for 4 from 3. 15 shots. I don't know. You wonder how much it's affecting him, and it's a concern for this series. It's a concern if the Sixers move past this series. Let's just be clear. And the Sixers have now kind of gotten rid of this possibility of having an extended break between series if they are to move on. Because if they were to get this thing done in 4 or 5, they're going to have a week off. They're not going to have a week off anymore. Miami Heat are looking to close out the Atlanta Hawks tomorrow night on Tuesday. So not a great game, not a great day to be a Sixers fan. We'll see what happens in Game 6 as the Sixers head up to Toronto for Game 6 on Thursday. So we hope that you will tune in to another Planet 7-6 5-minute recap. Then, actually, we might have a full episode that night. So you'll just have to tune in and see what we got in the library on Planet 7-6. And so we'll see you next time. Go Sixers.